Looks like I am live. Uh-oh. So I don't know if anybody's in right now, but I wanted to have a little session, see if anybody wanted to ask me anything, if you wanted to know anything. So I'm going to hang out for a little bit, see if anybody shows up. And you know what? Honestly, I just wanted to check in with everybody, see how everybody is doing, see if everybody is well. I'm actually trying to get to my own YouTube channel so I can look at myself, make sure everything is good. So if anybody is there, tell me how you're doing tonight. How was your week? Did you have a good week? Yes, no, or maybe, or tell me where you're tuning in from. Or yeah, where are you? Where are you located? Let's see, let me see, let me see. It says I am live. I'm actually pretty proud of myself because, hello, Oakland. What's going on, Miss Michelle Hardy? How are you? Uh-oh, let me turn it down, but I can see myself. I'm on my own phone looking. Okay, trying to make sure I did it right. I was saying I'm pretty proud of myself because the last time I tried to go live, I couldn't get it to do right, couldn't figure it out, any of that stuff. But I am here now and seeing the questions. I wish this little thing down the bottom would go away. But I really wanted to jump on. It's been a couple of months since I went live, and I know I've put up some videos, put up some shorts, got some other stuff that I've put up. But I don't know if I've answered everybody's questions. Anything anybody wanted to talk about, anything you want to ask me. Every question is on the table, but every answer may not be what you want. so, so it looks like I have a few more people that joined. Where else is everybody from? I got one from Oakland, California. I didn't know if anybody was on that was local to Memphis, my town that I'm in right now. So nothing yet, nothing yet, nothing yet. Well, I will say, I went viral because the 57 and broke, and life has been interesting. I'm sure you all have seen all the stuff that has happened and how life has been going. Um, Everything is slowly coming together. I always remember each and every day that if, like my mother used to tell me, you get into something overnight, it takes time to get out of it as well. But I'm hanging in there, and I hope that everybody else is as well. I know things in the world are crazy. They're upside down, inside out, and as I say, backwards and forwards, as we all say. But I'm really hoping that everybody is encouraged that, whatever you're doing, you're hanging in there. Hello from Texas. Hey, Texas, I see you, Julia. Thanks so much for joining tonight. Um, like I said, I jumped on because I wanted to see if anybody had any questions, anything you wanted to ask me. So I was going to talk about, just a few things that were going on right now. Nothing major. I'm actually living a quiet life. Things have really quieted down, and I'm not complaining at all. I do enjoy my YouTube channel, and I'm trying to get back on track, do a little bit more posting, keep you all engaged. And then if there's anything that you want to ask me about, or something you want me to talk about, please feel free, send me a message. Still working through those comments as they come in to say hello. Sometimes, I might be in a hurry. I might do a quick heart, but I appreciate the comments so very, very much. And all of you all that have subscribed to the channel. Um, just, there's a lot I do want to share about my life. And some of it's, just different stuff, I believe that everyone can relate to. No, no one's life is perfect, but it has been good. But there have been some, some things not so good. So a little bit of all of that. The goal is to make sure that you all know you're not alone. I know there's a lot going on in the world, but you are you're not alone. It may seem like you're isolated, you're by yourself, but you're not. A lot of times I've realized people don't necessarily want to talk about their stuff, or they don't want to be vulnerable because it is such a risk. And that is part of the reason, a big reason why I kept so much of my life to myself. And the funny thing was, thank you for the peace and prosperity. I definitely like that. Um, but a lot of times, I would keep things to myself. And it was interesting. I had someone recently tell me, I had no idea you were going through all that. Because I get up in the morning, I take my life as it is, and I try to keep going and hoping that I can be the bright spot in somebody's day, regardless of what's going on with me. Now, don't get me wrong. Still have, I still have my moments. Thank you so much. NYC. I was there. I lived there for like 3 years. Thank you so much. Um, but I still have my moments. I'm still, you know, I'm moving through things. A lot of, I take accountability for everything that happened to me, and some decision of my own, some things I did not have control over. As life went along, I'll never forget. I went into a job on I think it was a Thursday morning, and one of the employees who was out actually called the office and said, "Hey, Celeste, are y'all, processing orders?" And I said, I don't know. I said, it's really quiet. I haven't heard anything yet. And he sends me a link to an article and it said, but the name of the company was Cosmo.com. And it said Cosmo.com closes its doors. But the company had shut down that Wednesday night. And there we were all in the office just waiting to hear what was going on. So sometimes life happens, as someone posted in the comments, life happens for you, stuff happens, and you just have to learn. I hate to say learn how to bounce back, but actually I won't say bounce back. Sometimes you just have to move with the waves, and all you can do is the best that you can do, and that is it. And that's where I am in my life. For those of you who are on again, reason I want to do the live, I haven't done one since I think March, so it's been a couple of months, and wanted to see if there was anything you wanted to ask me, anything about my life, anything that I'm doing right now. I am still pursuing the acting. I will confess that I have not done any auditions, and that's only because I just took a step back to catch my breath. I did the movie in Atlanta in March. I had an audition and went down to Atlanta and shot a movie. It was a good experience. The director was very patient because I was very, very rusty, kind of felt uncomfortable because of everything that had gone on. And I got inside my own head. That was the first thing, thinking, what are these people going to think about me? And they did introduce me and they told my story. And a few people were familiar with, how I ended up there. And then the other thing was, which is laughable, and I probably shouldn't tell this, but I was a theater major. Theater was my love. As a matter of fact, that's why I went to New York City, because I was going to try to do theater on different stages and, with hopes of going to Broadway. So I was there quite a few years, but I've been acting ever since. And theater was my first. Well, you all know with theater, it's loud. I mean, they have mics and stuff now, but on smaller stages, you are loud because you are talking to the person on the back row. You're acting for the person on the back row. And going from theater to film has been a journey because I have to remember to bring it in, and the camera's right here, and it doesn't need all of this. Okay, sorry, I know that's crazy, but it doesn't need all that animation that I'm used to doing. So while I was on set, the director was really nice. He was kind. He coached me and he's like, "You're not on stage. You're not in theater. This." And I was like, I have to remember I'm on film. This is film. Very patient. Um, so glad that I had a chance to work with him. I don't know when the movie will be out. It's Turned AF. If you're on Instagram, I guess I can put the link in here as well. Um, but they did a clip and they showed one of the clips from the several of the scenes I'm in, but very happy that I have the opportunity to do that. I'm still moving forward with the acting. I am probably never going to give it up. I would just do it differently this time around. Still working, contract position, and it's funny about the contract position, started in October of 2024, and it was only supposed to be for 8 weeks. As of April 18th. I'm counting. So what? Let me count on my fingers. Let's see, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. As of April 18th, I will have been in that contract position. Well, I've already been in the contract position 6 months and still hoping to be hired, waiting on the last bit of it all. Still working, still auditioning. Memphis is not, we have films here. A lot of them are independent films. We did have, I guess, a major feature film. It was called The Last Story of David Allen. And I can't talk about that. I can't give much away, but it was good. It was a background role. But then there was the coffee shop where we did a premiere, had the opportunity to work as a production assistant. So I'm trying to learn more behind the scenes. Um, that is my goal. That's my major goal right now. But still about to take some acting classes. I try to get involved in whatever I can so I can keep my chops up for the acting. Um, Thank you for that, for admiring me for pursuing my dreams. It is, I'll be honest, I'm still chasing it. And I do have days where I go back and forth. And I think maybe I should have just worked, and then waited until I retired to pursue it. And then there's the other half of me that says, no, you should have pursued it all along or done it differently. But I also always have to remember that, no matter how perfectly or the best decision you make, it doesn't always work out or go the way that you want it to be. And I've always been that person. I would rather try and know than not try and not know and wonder a year later. For example, when I went to Atlanta, I know quite a few people asked me, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? And I was definitely sure. I'm glad I went to Atlanta. It gave me the opportunity to learn some things about myself, who I really am, and to just unfold in different ways. And I won't say it necessarily broke me, but it rebuilt me for, that's the best phrase I can think of. But I always think about, if I'd started, or if I had not started, I would have wondered a year later. I wonder where I would have been a year later. And I'm just one of those people, I don't want to wonder. Would I've done it differently? Probably so. I would have done some things differently for it, definitely. But I've always been a dreamer. I've been a dreamer since I was a kid. And I admire parents who allow their children to be who they are. Um, Hi, Miss. I'm gonna say your name wrong. Fadir, is that right? Or Fadir? Um, so I just wanted to make sure I went after my dreams. I'm older now. Looking back, hindsight is always 2020. But I learned so much along the way. Yeah, did I stumble and fall, skip my knees, bump my head? I think just crazy stuff happened. I'm sorry, I'm reading comments as I will. Okay. So, so no regrets, no regrets. I'm an actor at heart. I love the entertainment industry, and I'm trying to do my best to stay on the clean side. So welcome to the TNT Family Show. Thank you so much. I definitely appreciate all of the support. You all just don't know how much you make my day. And I have bad days. I'm still working through everything. But at the same time, I read some of the comments, and you all are so encouraging and so uplifting. And I hope that I'm doing the same for you. Um, what would be your dream role? You know what I want to do? Let me tell you what the dream role is. But I'm gonna have to work out a little bit more for this. But my dream role is, I want to be, I guess, a superhero. Um, Preferably Marvel. More of a Marvel girl than I am. Oh gosh, I just went blank. But I do. I want to play a superhero. Can I be the first? Can I be a Wonder Woman? Can I be? I don't know, something. It can be challenging because I don't know. but I would like to. I don't see why not. Ooh, that just gives me a script idea, by the way. But yes, I would like to be a super hero. Thank you so much, Nola. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Uh, Fadir. Thank you. I got it, Fadir. Does your family support your dream? I know I'm laughing because I don't know if they're going to see this or not, but I'm just going to tell the truth and keep it real. I have people in my family who think I have lost all of my mind, especially when I went to Atlanta. And when I came back, people have made comments in my family. I have to remember you cannot expect people to understand. If you're waiting on somebody to cheer for you, it may never happen. You have to cheer for yourself. And then I look at my sister and my brother, and they have been, two of my biggest cheerleaders. Um, look, my sister has her own business and she stepped out on a limb, and I pursued acting. And my brother does work, but he has film aspirations as well. And I believe we're all dreamers, and and maybe that's why I get my support. But when you talk about supporting a dream, it's interesting because when I left home to go to college, I just wanted to see the world, and I'm still waiting to get out of the country, but I've seen a lot of the United States. When I left home, they realized who I was. This is Celeste. She's going to go. She's going to see. She's going to take a chance. That's just who I am. And it's interesting. Hello, Position for Millions. Cool. And what would be your superpower? My superpower would be, I know it may sound odd, but I would want a combination. First of all, I would like to be able to fly. I know that's crazy. I would like to be able to fly. And I'd like to be able to, fly, be a very unique kind of fighter. I don't know what that would look like, but I also want to be able to, touch people. Like if somebody was hurt, be able to heal that wound, touch them, heal, and go on off and rescue the next person. So I want to fly, really be able to fight. I think I can. Well, I don't know if I can fight, but I can fight and be able to heal people. Like say somebody got shot, to heal them and push them, go ahead and go on the way. Um, so I was gonna tell you about me being a risk taker, about what I did when I went to New York. I'm gonna tell you that, then I'm gonna get to, I see another comment. When I talk about being a risk taker, I never waited on anybody to give me permission. When I decided to go to New York, I was living in Memphis at that time. And I knew a lady who worked at a company, another branch in New York. Originally worked at the one in Nashville, and that's where we met and we kept in touch. And I decided I wanted to go to New York. I gave her a call and I sold everything that I had, everything. And I'm a photographer. I even sold my camera. I didn't take it with me. Sold everything that I had, got on a Greyhound bus or Trailways, whatever it was, went to New York, moved in a woman's attic I didn't know, but she was a friend of the lady I worked with, and stayed there. And I was in New York for 3 years. I always believed, and this is Celeste, do not be like me when you grow up. But I always believed I could always go home. If anything went wrong in New York, I could call my uncle, somebody, and say, hey, I need you to all put some money together. I just need a bus ticket. I'm coming home. I just believed I could always go back and start over, or I could do a fresh start, or I could pick up where I left off. I never thought about that I would fail. I never thought that this wouldn't work out. I always believed one way or another it would work out. And that's always been my faith. And that's the way I've moved in my life. When I had the opportunity to go to, somebody asked me to come help them open one of their stores in Salt Lake City. It was only supposed to be a year. I got in my little putt and I drove across country by myself to help. I just believed in living my life to the full, and I didn't want to wake up. And I get kind of emotional about it. I didn't want to wake up with any regrets, even though regardless of where I am now. Let's see. Cool. What would be your super? I did that one. And let's see. Oh, you took your message. TNT Family Show. I was just about to get back to it. Okay. And so, position for million, you said I can attest to that. Tell me what you mean by attest to that. Is it the being a risk taker, willing to step out there, even if it's just you? So, yeah, I'm curious about that. Is anybody on here a dreamer? Do you have something that you want to do? Some outlandish goal? And there is this quote that says, if your dream or your goal doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. And I kind of sort of believe it. Willing to step out, just do it. Yes, willing to step out, just do it. And that's the way I've lived my life. And thus, yeah, that's and I'm going to come back to about the quote, but that's the way I just believed in living my life. There are two things that go through my mind. So let me go back to the quote. Everybody's dream and everybody's goal is different. Don't ever compare your dream or your goal to anybody else's. And don't let anybody else tell you your dream or your goal is not big enough because everybody's comfort level is different. Me getting in my car and driving across going to a city I didn't know anything, getting on a Greyhound with Troy's bus and going to New York to live with somebody I didn't know, that is a Celeste thing. But yours may be just simply public speaking. Maybe it is publishing a book. It's being willing to get out of your comfort zone. You will never grow as long as you're comfortable. And there's nothing wrong with being comfortable, but you've got to do what is best for you. Don't let anybody tell you that the life that you're living is not good and it doesn't work. You have to do what is best for you because at the end of the day, you have to answer to you, and those are your choices. And you know what's so sad? I was thinking about the other thing I was going to bring up, but that's the way I've lived my life. I've taken chances and I've moved to different places. From Salt Lake City, I went to California. From California, I went to Chicago, and I just hadn't felt like I had nothing to lose. I met great people. Um, Great people. Just absolutely beautiful people, different people. And I like meeting people from different cultures, different beliefs, different languages, even if I may not understand. I just love diversity because I believe that's how we grow. We need each other. Everybody cannot be the same. We make it because of our differences. And that's where I've always been. I grew up in an itty bitty town, hour from here, Jackson, Tennessee. And I grew up in a small town. And let me tell y'all, I did not like it. I didn't like high school, which reminds me, we're about to have our reunion. And you know what's so sad? I don't even know how many years it's been. I think it's like 40. Okay, you know what? This is a shame. It'll be my 40th high school class reunion. And blessings and abundance to you as well. I'm turning my 40th anniversary, and I'm thinking, am I going to go? And I made the decision. I paid my deposit. I am going to go, but I still have an inner battle with it. I always felt like the odd child because I had all these fantastical things that I wanted to do. Um, I talk about with the acting, performing for my teddy bears, singing and dancing, putting an LP on the record player or just listening to music to the radio. I just always felt like the odd child. And it wasn't necessarily that I was odd. Everybody thinks and moves differently. But when you don't see people like you don't realize you do think that you're different. So when I left home with no intention of ever going back. And that was my behavior for a while. But my 40th class reunion is coming up, and I think about going home. And I'm not far from home. My mother's there, and I go home and see my family and so forth. But going home and spending time with people I grew up with and went to high school with, it can be challenging. It also comes with it a lot of memories. I didn't care for high school because I felt so different and I thought I was different. And I wasn't necessarily. Sometimes we're just in our head too much. Like I know me, I'm in my head a lot. Please do not have conversations with yourself. So and I laugh about that because that's where I go sometimes, and I'm an overthinker. But going back to being a dreamer, that's who I am. I always wanted to publish books, and I published my books. And I did that. I'm still publishing, and I do sell a few of a year, and I like that. But I always pray that my books will reach the right person, and get into the right hands, and that's where I am. Oh, Miss Pierce, yeah. Oh, with the 40th reunion, even though I'm wrestling about it, but a friend of mine may be coming in from California, so that's the only reason I might go because I would definitely want to see her. Um, that 40th, it's just something different. I went to my 10 year, and that was the last one I went to. You should go. I would like to encourage you to go to your 40th. Even if you didn't like anybody, even if nobody liked you, you should go back, enjoy yourself, and go home because none of those people have to go home with you. That's what I think about. But I'm not saying that all those people were bad. I had some bad experiences. I was bullied as a kid for crazy reasons. But yeah, I'm going to my 40th. Y'all make talk to me. I'm going. I'm talking to myself in it. Whatever it is in life you are trying to accomplish, you can achieve it. Yes, and I believe that you can accomplish what you want to accomplish. It takes consistency, and you got to be disciplined. You can do it. I just absolutely believe that. Regardless of what has happened to you in the past, don't let your past define you. Don't let it force you to move in a crazy direction. Focus on what you'd like to do, and also just be kind to people along the way because people are nasty and mean. High school sucked. Oh my gosh, I just didn't like high school. And people are like, why not? I just didn't. I felt alone a lot. And I did have a few friends, don't get me wrong, but I still felt alone a lot. Are you a fan of anyone, like a celebrity or a singer? My Yes, I do. There are actors that I look up to as far as their craft. Of course, I'm not gonna lie, Viola Davis. Clint Eastwood, I don't know if anybody I love I laugh about it because I like his movies, but I also liked him as an actor. But as a filmmaker, those endings at the end of his movies, they are really interesting and he captures me. So I'll go see his a lot of times to see how the movie's going to end. Um, let's see. Other than that, I don't have any other. I'm not a big fan, but I respect people for their craft. I respect people where they are, directors, screenwriters, and so forth. Let's see. Yes, the screenwriting intensive. As a matter of fact, I just took her class. She did an overview, 1 day class. I did just take that, and it was very, very good. So I need to sign up for the intensive. Um, Let's see. I'm trying to see what else. Then the same people come to the reunion. That's why I don't think I'm going. Yeah, the same people do. But we hope, Beverly, that they have grown and matured because I am the mindset. I ain't got time for that. I'm just a different mindset. But the one thing I think about, if I drive myself there, I can leave anytime I want to. And I'll speak because I take that back. I went to my 10th, I went to another one. And even there, I just felt like I was still by myself. I was still by myself. I'm sorry. My phone rang. I was still by myself and I didn't even like it. And I thought, why am I really going? Why am I going? So I won't be there long. Go to the high school reunion. What do people think about you? Right? I remember that. It really is none of my business. It really is none of my business what other people think about me. But my last two experiences just weren't good because I felt, and at, I guess because when I went to those two, I really felt invisible. And I spoke and talked, but I felt like I didn't have a lot in common with them. And I, that's just the truth. But I am going. I am going. I am going. Will I be here all the whole time? I don't know. I might go to one event, see my friend from California, and be out. Um, let's see. What is your favorite, least favorite year in the 2020s so far? My least favorite year was 2019. And the reason why I know it, usually people say, I'll just love Memphis. Okay. Was because I had a horrible, horrible illness. And I think I had COVID before it was COVID. And I almost died. Ended up being in the hospital. I was there for 4 days. But it is by the grace of God that they found me. And I don't talk about it much, but every now and then it crosses my mind. But 2019 was my worst year. You said in the 2020s. Okay, 2020s, we're going to talk about. Let's see. Let me move forward. That was 2019. So let's say 2020s. COVID didn't bother me as much because I enjoyed working from home. But I hate that places were closed. But my last, let's see, 2024, which was last year, because I felt like my life came to a head, that everything, every decision I made, every move I made, all came to a head. And I feel like my life blew up and I had no control at all. Or what little control I thought I had, I realized was a lie. So I'll say 2024 was my worst year. And you just left Memphis. I hope you had a good time. I hope you had a good time. Let's see. What about the $6 million woman? Oh yeah, we could do that. Stone Cold, Steve Austin, Von Eggman. I remember all of those Pops Ghosts because I grew up on, the $6 million man, Wonder Woman. She's been around and didn't want to be Superman or Superwoman. I don't want to change my clothes in a phone booth. But yeah, Lee Majors, all of them. I grew up on all of that stuff with the music. Dun, 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 dun. So, hello, Miss Rivera. I hope you had a great day as well. Um, Absolutely. Hit me up, Linus 9000. And I have family in Nashville as well. Let's see. Yeah, and that's the thing about just going through the comments and making sure I don't want to miss anybody's questions. Again, if you have a question for me, put it in the chat. I'm answering all questions, comments, and that's what tonight is about. Tonight is about you, and I want you to be able to ask me anything that you'd like to ask. Let's see, and let's see. Mom eat stuff goes yeah, like okay. Are you in Texas, Pops Coast? Is that where you are? Pay him gray hair. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Have I looked into neurodivergence at all? Um, I don't believe I have. I don't know if that's the same as the Enneagram. This is for the empath nurse. Flavor of ND. What is it? I guess I'm gonna have to look into that. I've done an Enneagram, but that is about it. I don't know about neurodivergence. I guess I have. If I don't remember, I probably haven't done anything with it at all. Okay, somebody talking about, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and mention that. Thank you so much, Position for Millions. Um, Chrissy Taylor just completed her first film as a director. She's written other films and she's participated and been a part and produced. But she completed her first short film as a director, and we had the premiere 2 Sundays ago. It was excellent. So she conducted a screenwriting class this past Saturday and is going to pick up with a 6-week intensive. It was very good. Christy Taylor is an excellent teacher. She gave you what she gave you. She gave you a great platform. I have no regrets. It was worth the time. It was worth the investment. I'm already in the process of writing. I started years ago doing screenwriting, but when she broke it down, it just made me want to do more and knowing that I can create so much better. My storylines are already more or less on paper. It is the formatting that I need because screenwriting is different from stage playwriting. The format is different, the process is different, but it is definitely worth it. She's a great teacher and she answers questions, definitely approachable. And it's not one of those, even though the class we had on Saturday, was a cost for it. It wasn't one of those where, you go, you get a little bit, and then they want you to pay all this extra money for another one. Everything that she taught worked where I could come home and do it. So the intensive is definitely going to be so much better because you're going to actually write your first screenplay. And I definitely, if you're a screenwriter, you just want some helpful tips, or you want to meet somebody and you're in the Memphis area, sign up. And I'll add that link, and I'm going to make myself a note to add the Humanics link. Let me see if I can find it, or if someone has the link, or if they could put it in. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Have you looked? Okay, no, I haven't looked into it at all. And I'm glad you had a good day, Lisa. Are you an RN or an LVN? I have no idea. What is RN? I want to say registered nurse. Okay. Am I am I a registered nurse? Okay, so neurodivergence. Basically, our brains are wired a little differently. And this can make us more sensitive, plus prone to overwhelm due to not being able to filter out extra sense. Oh, yeah, I need to look into that because I definitely believe, I'm going to see if I can look this up while um, I definitely believe that maybe, a challenge for me, that may be part of it. I'm looking for this event for screenwriting so I can see if I can put it in here. And okay, SCRE. And, typing is a talent. Okay. Okay, it starts Tuesday, so I'm going to see if I can. I know this is a long link. Okay, I'm trying to get back up to the live stream. Okay. So, okay. Was I able to put it in there? Okay, let's see. Oh, you're talking. Okay, I'm so sorry, Pops Ghost. You're talking to Empath Nurse. Okay. My bad, my bad, my bad. Okay. Did it go through? Okay, let me turn this off. I have Grammarly on my computer and it makes me crazy. Okay, it won't let me do that. Let me see if I can. I might have to come back and do it because it will not. Screenwriting Lab. Why does it always give you this long? Okay, let me see if I can do this one. All right, y'all. I'm multitask. I'm doing a very poor job. I'm just let you know in advance. Screenwriting Lab. Let's see. And if you get the website, okay, let's see. Okay, let me see if I can pin it. But there is the pin message. Okay, I just pinned it at the top. It's only Humantics, and it's a screenwriting lab in Memphis, Tennessee. Okay. I feel like those of us who are, yeah. You know what, Empath Nerd? I feel the same way. I believe that who I am is a blessing and a curse as an overthinker. And I also realize I pick up on things that some people don't pick up on, and they'll ask me, "How did you know that?" Just who I am, just who I am. So, all right, y'all. I've been almost been on here 45 minutes. Is there anything else, anything that you all want to ask me? Um, Anything? No worries. Take your time. Thank you. Um, Kind of want to. Okay. Just like I said, I wanted to get on for anybody who was subscribed, answer any questions, talk about what is going on still pursuing acting, actually different parts of the entertainment industry with a desire to someday hopefully do some things on my own. I'm already a writer, so it comes naturally. Want to encourage you to follow your dreams, set a goal. Don't let anybody stop you and be your own cheerleader. I do not have a pet. I'll be okay. Is there an online? I don't have a pet. Long, long time ago, when my early 20s, I did have cats, but I have opted out of being a pet mother at this point in my life. One of my things is if I did, I would probably have a dog. I don't want to have a dog in an apartment. I want my dog to be able to go out, run around the backyard, and be free. So right now, I don't have a pet. Is there an online screenwriting workshop? This one is not online. I'm not aware of one right now, but if one does happen or come up, and I'll mention it to I will mention it to the people who are part of this and doing this one and see if they'd be willing to do something online. I will definitely do that. I will definitely do that. So I'll ask about that. Okay. Okay. I'm just reading some of these comments and I'm just like, I have no idea what these things um but yes, I'll find out about if they would be willing to do one online as well. Uh if you don't mind me asking, are you in the Memphis area at all? And this is to Lioness 9000. And P.S. It could be a skill of super pattern recognition. I've never heard it called that. Okay. Okay. And you're welcome. Was there anything I'm trying to remember, was there anything else I was supposed to pin? I think that was the only thing. How okay. Lisa mentioned that she asked me if I did have a pet, and I have none, but she has a bird. How long do they live? I was just curious. Hi, Miss Joyce Ashley. Thank you for coming on and joining. Thank you. I actually got these in New Orleans. I did. They're actually some of my favorite. You all, okay, y'all laugh, but if I pulled, well, let me back up. I like stuff that is different, that looks different, that just kind of odd. I've been real basic lately, and this is probably more information you want to know. But I was always one of those. My shoes were different. I just like stuff that looks different. Um, Once upon a time, I had the budget for it, and when I went to Atlanta, I had to get rid of a lot of stuff, and I narrowed it down to: can I audition in it? Can I take it on set with me? Can I? And that's all I had. So coming back here, I'm trying to, at some point, we are going to rebuild our wardrobe. We are going to rebuild our wardrobe. So thank you for that compliment on the earrings. They live for 80 years? Oh, yeah, you committed. You real committed. I applaud you. I applaud you. Uh, where's Sun? I'm just ruining words today. Sun Conure? I have to Google it because I don't about 25 years. Okay, wasn't sure what I'm not sure where that is. All right, New Orleans and Nola in the house. Yes, I love New Orleans. I've gone a couple of times. Actually, I went. Ooh, I think I just pulled my earring apart. I went to New Orleans, shot a commercial there, a couple of commercials there. Also went for a book signing. I also went for business. So I want to go back and really experience the city as it is now. Definitely want to do that. Okay, Chrissy does virtual sessions. Oh, yes, right. And thank you, Position for Millions. And that's what I was going to definitely do the same thing and see what they are willing to do. I was going to ask Linus, are you an actor? Let me know if you're an actor or not. I don't know if I got the earring right. Okay. Yeah, I was going to ask. So, yeah, if you're an actor and so forth, um, I might have, yeah. I'll try to mention that. Let's see. What else have I got? Empath nurse. Yeah, I'm definitely going to look into all of that. I don't feel diagnosed. I will tell you a funny story. I was on set with a lady who is I don't know what to call her, but I guess it's a counselor, a therapist. And we were chit chatting, talking. I'm gonna tell you, she diagnosed the good green earth out of with me. So I felt like I told her I said felt like writing her a check. That is for sure. That is for sure. So I'm sorry, Linus, are you in the Memphis area? She, yeah, she identified some things. She definitely did that. She was right about a lot of stuff. It brought me, I am a thinker, as you know, as I've said. So I would often come, when after the conversations, I would come home. We were on set 4 days together. And I came home and I would think about a lot of things she said. So, but it did help. It has helped me continue to grow in my thinking, and a lot, a lot. So, okay. So I was going to ask, yeah, Linus, let me know if you're an actor. I'm going to put, because I'm curious. No, not an actress, but a screenwriter. Oh, you're in New York City. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. 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 Okay. Perfect. Um, yeah, definitely with Christy. And again, I'll try to find out and I'll post something about online classes anytime anything comes up. All right, y'all. Y'all tired of me yet? Anyway. Oh, I know I don't have a lot of people on, but I'm hoping people will come back and watch the live. I know somebody was asking me about publishing and writing and so forth. Let me know if that's something that you're interested in. I said what I'd like to do is do a separate live or maybe a Zoom and invite people to come on if they want to ask questions. Maybe I'll do a Zoom, but I'll put a post out there and I'll have to ask that question. Probably won't be, what month is this? Because this year is going by so fast. So fast. Maybe in June to give people some time if they want to do some writing prompts and some talk about publishing and the options that are out there so you can make some money. I'm actually following a young lady on TikTok as an author, and so I cannot remember her name, but because I'm trying to do better as well as far as selling my books, getting them out there. So, the goal is to be a best-selling author. Okay. Kalinda Cantu, let's see. Thank you so much. I always hope that I encourage people. Some of the stories, and I have some editing to do this weekend, are true stories. And I don't tell them to be discouraged. As again, I try to tell them so you're not alone. To know you're not alone. And some of my stories are ugly. They are real ugly. But thank you so much. My goal is to encourage people. It definitely, definitely is. Congratulations, Michelle Hardy. I think it's awesome you've written. Keep writing. Keep writing, keep writing, keep writing. I want to see, I'm trying to figure out the lady. I was going to ask Michelle Hardy, and I keep saying I'm going to end, but I was going to try to find the woman, and I'm going to my subscriptions. I'm sorry, y'all. I went to my channel, and I'm going to look and see if I can find this lady that I follow. She's a hoot and a holler. She writes kind of sci-fi romance. Hold on, let me see if I can find. I think this is her. Her name is, I'm going to put that. Okay, so I'm going to put this in here. This is a woman I follow. I actually found her on TikTok, and she tries to help you become a six-figure author. So I'm going to leave that there. It won't let me pin two things. So, but her name is Kate Elaine. I'm not going to get it right. Elaine, and she tries to give people tips on what to do to help you get more sales with your books if you're interested in that. I've done the book tour thing, and I want to be able to do that again. That is a latter part of the year goal. Let's see. Let's see. Da, 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 da. I was going to ask her the same question. Thank you, Empath. No, I was going to ask you, are you published under your name at Michelle Hardy? And do you have a channel? And if you do, will you put it in the chat so people can follow you? Pops Ghost, I am not sure what language that is. And I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what that means. Portrait's my jam, but I have a period piece I have put in. Okay, I need you to take that off hold. And I need you to go ahead and get that done. Are your books under your name, Michelle? Is it under Michelle Hardy or do you have a pen name? Because like I use Celestial name for everything. Y'all want to know my story behind using my first and middle name? Okay. Um, the re- the crazy reason, and then I'm gonna let y'all go for real, get on with your life. The reason I use Celestial name as my name is because I know this is crazy. Because I had a hate relationship with my dad, and I did not want to use his name on any of my stuff. That is horrible. But he abandoned me when I was a kid, and but I'm good now. We buddies. We go way back. We're best friends now. So I would only use Celestial name. So, but I love my name. My mother gave it to me, and I love my name. I love my name. I love my name. All right, y'all. I am going to wrap it up. I just want to say thank you for joining. Um, just thank you for joining. Thank you for being a part of the live. I'll, see if, I'll, what month is this? I keep asking that question, mate. So June, I might try to do another one. I hope that everybody has a great weekend planned. I hope that you continue to enjoy the channel. And, you can comment anytime, ask me a question, whatever you want to, whatever you'd like. I'm open. I really am. And I know the funny thing is, I know people put negative comments on my channel. I don't care. I don't care. I'm just going to say it the country's way I can. I don't care. That is fine because everybody comes from a different place. And I don't take those comments personally, but I do appreciate everybody logging on tonight, being a part of this live, and I was able to get on without any issues. Thank you for the questions. Hit me up in the comments, ask me anything there as well. And if there's anything specific that you ever want me to talk about, feel free to ask me. But I do have some things upcoming that I'm going to be, like I say, I'll be working I was going to say, well, I'll be working hard this weekend and get some things done. All right, y'all. Thanks, God. I'm trying to get it all together. Miss my words. Have a great weekend. Be good to yourself because you are the only you that you are ever going to have. You know my line. I am Celestial Name. Speak your truth. Live with transparency. You will see the triumph. Thanks, y'all. Have a good night. Okay, one last. How do you feel about God smoking? Okay, let me get. Let's see. There we go.